Welcome to the American Dream Planner Quick Training. The focus of this session is to describe the discretionary expense inputs. Clicking to expenses, we have an ordinary expense of $40,000, but you can actually get quite a bit more detail if you wish. To see this, click to the tabular data and click to the expenses. In the second column, we have our $40,000 annual expense amounts. But we can use the discretionary expense column to get much more detail in much more appropriate amounts. So for example, clicking discretionary expenses inputs to the recurring expenses, let's create a couple to show how this works. So we'll create utility bill. And let's assume that the utilities are going to cost $2,000 a year. They're going to begin from 2007. And they're going to continue to the year projected, and it's an annual expense growing at 2%. Notice that you can have a begin date, end date, how fast it recurs, and the index for inflation for each item. We'll save that. Let's assume next that they're going to buy a car, and the purchase of the car is going to be $15,000. It's going to occur in the current year. It's going to occur to 2028 every 3 years with an inflation factor of 5%. And notice now everything is being recalculated. Let's assume that there's spousal support to pay or child support. And the amount of the support is $12,000 per year. It occurs in the current year and it continues to 2018. Occurs every year, and there is no inflation factor. In this fashion, in the grid, we can build an entire budget of expenses for the client. Once you feel comfortable we've counted for everything, you can go to the ordinary expense item, select and delete it, or set it to 0. And now we're really working off a budget item as to each individual expense as we build it here. And in this fashion, the more advanced planning methods is really through the single event or the recurring event for an unlimited number of expenses that more accurately reflects the goals of the client pre-retirement and post-retirement.